Hello and welcome back. And as you can see, we've had two last-minute 10 big blind entrants because there were 4 left and 3 paid. So I guess Feodr and also Kate have thought, well, why not hop in? All it takes is a double up, and you're right back in the mix here with the stacks being fairly short up until the chip leader Mario, who's got over 30 big blinds, and everyone else between 10 and 20. So one double, and you're right back in it. And she finds 3s first hand. That's going to be a jam for 10 big blinds. So straight back in the action, 5,000 resting on the pocket 3s. And she's going to await her fate now. It's always quite nervy, isn't it, when you know you've got sort of one of the bottom jams, but seeing everyone else make their decision and wondering if it's going to be the quickest 5k you've ever spent. But looks like snap folds all around, and she'll just pick that up. Nicely done. Up to 625. There we go. There's the payouts. 28k.
Ace King suited for Mario. Nice spot. Opens it up in the hijack.
Yeah, lovely spot as the table chip leader.
Interesting.
Might be something to do with Feodr being short in the big blind and wants his range to disincentivize a big blind defend.
Feodr's very short though.
Yeah, very, very short. 6-5 off. I don't think that makes it. Yeah, just electing to let it go. Finds himself
5.5 bigs after playing no hands.
After playing no hands, just blinding out at the 5k. That's not
5 Gs.
Not a great spot to be, but
how much money have you got?
Put 5,000 large.
Bigs for Matthias. Queen Jack off on the button is just going to be an open, I think. Oh, he just go for the effective shove. Opens to 8x, half of his stack. And Kate's not going to be folding this one.
Nope. Ace or pocket, she's saying. Let's listen to that table talk a little bit. Let's do this, she says, and gets it in.
Yeah, pretty standard. I didn't realise it was like 12 big blinds effective, so yeah, very standard shove from Matthias.
Yeah.
Really sweet flop.
That is the great flop to see, isn't it? Nothing but a couple of backdoors.
It's very nice indeed.
Looking to fade a picture card. Yeah, there we go. Locks it up. Beautifully done. And yeah, eases the nerves somewhat when you've bought back in for 5k and you're all in about 10 minutes later for your tournament life. But now, one of the chip leaders. That's kind of the way it's gone with the structure here. Only 12 entrants, so a double up to 2.4 stacks is very significant.
Yeah, Feodr all in with the ace queen suited. Pretty standard for 5 bigs, and yeah, it's going to be a call.
Yeah, from Voigt.
Oh, he
just rejams, same kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, with the ace.
And Feodr almost sheepishly turns over the ace queen suited there off of the 5 bigs.
Should be a double up for him if he can fade getting 3-outed. No 10 so far. A bit more backdoor equity for Vote though with the straight draw. Turns the open ender. Always a sweat.
Always a Sweatington. Needs to fade the 10 or the 6.
Or the jack.
Or the jack. And
Bing dong.
Indeed does back over starting stack now.
That just makes it a bit nicer for Mario as well. Takes one of the closer stacks away from him. Boosts his chip lead a little bit. King 8 in the hijack for Mario. I can see him starting to open some stuff like this. I mean, he'd probably ideally like to get one player closer to the money, but it does look like he's going to... Yeah, he does find the fold. He went to go for the open, but yeah, I think he's going to be thinking roughly the same thing there. One more player to bust and he can start making these opens, but for now he just wants somebody to naturally bust the short stack. Because there is that 2 short stacks in play, you don't want to force yourself into situations where you have to double up one of the shortest stacks with a very
That's it, you just got to raise call something and then...
you got to call Matthias for 5 bigs with King 8 here, and there's just no need for it.
Yep.
When he's going to bust so naturally against somebody else.
Yeah, you want to induce the collision between the other 2 guys, I guess.
Yeah, and he's going to be all in here.
And Feodr's not going to be doing an awful lot of folding, so let's see what he shows up with. Very awkward. 1. Oh, that's a picture card. I think he's going to call.
Called it off. No, he already has called it.
Oh, he just called blind.
Yeah. No, he didn't call blind. He looked
at the jack and called. Yeah.
Good flop for Feodr.
Yeah,
backdoor spades as well.
Yeah, got that board pretty much covered.
Even a queen is not the end of the world, especially the queen of spades.
Yeah, so a lot of equity here, and that's
almost
as good as it gets. Needs to find a king, queen, or 7 to stay in the tournament.
Yeah,
Ibinger going to the river and out of there.
GG, sir.
So good run. Got something going at the start, but again, with the nature of the structure and just the way it's kind of been going. Losing all in and you kind of short and you're out, so unfortunate for him. Won't be playing for the Pokercode Festival High Roller trophy.
Yeah, but now it's going to get interesting. Feodr chipped up slightly. Now he's got like he's not completely dead at the moment. He's up to about 15, 16 big blinds.
Yep.
But he is out of position to Mario. Mario got position on obviously the kind of more of the fun player left in Kate.
Yep.
She's second in chips there, but yeah, Feodr not out of it at all. So this is going to be a very interesting 5-handed battle. Like these stacks are close and anything can change. If Feodr doubles, he's chip leader. So, and if Feodr doubles off of Mario, then Mario's last in chips.
Yep. So lots of things can happen. Lots of what's called the future game coming into play.
Be a good one.
But not really much to think about with the 10s. Lovely hand for Mario to pick up there under the gun.
Yes. And he's going to be perceived to be opening very wide here. So going to get a few extra jams against him, potentially from a hand like this, where Feodr's deuce is not a blocker to... Yeah, it's not a blocker to any of Mario's opens, but the ace is a very good blocker to the top of his range in the calls, and the hand also has 30% equity. Combined with Mario just going to be opening so wide, this becomes a lovely spot, and he did take it and just runs into it. Feodr's going to show him that ace deuce, yeah. But this is it, anything can happen. We've all lost this hand before.
We all indeed have. And the
4's not a bad start. That's a great flop for Mario.
Yeah, really. To no backdoor equity either.
Yeah, just you can see him relax a bit there.
Yeah, definitely. He's expecting to see some sort of club sweat or the wheel sweat.
It's worse when it's like this because then it's just the ace. Alright, down to 3 outs.
Yep.
Ace and we're on the stone bubble. Just like that.
Oh, there it is. GG, unlucky Feodr. GG. Did come back in with 10 bigs, so can't expect too much there. Just looking to spin it in and, you know, found a nice reshove there versus the chip leader. with a suited ace.
Glad I wasn't punting it thinking that was a call. Thinking it was a shove, I mean.
Mm.
So, Stone Bubblio vote down there, but probably a bit more ICM aware than Kate, I would imagine, if I had to guess. Simon and Mario are both going to know their stuff, and I'm sure Vote has at least a decent idea from what we've seen, I would assume, is ICM. But ICM is a tricky game, tricky beast.
Mm-hmm. Yep, does indeed pop it up.
Comes for the min, up to 60k big blind now. So
Yep.
they're playing, it's roughly 20 big blinds effective for everybody, apart from Mario's got about 30. Oh, he's got a bit more now, hasn't he? Knocked out Feodr, he's up to like 2.5, 2.6 million, so he's got a lot, effectively.
Yep,
Oh.
40 big blinds.
Yeah.
And let's see if Kate finds the jam here. I think calling would probably be the weaker of the options.
Yeah, we don't really want to be calling here, but
What's she doing? Going for a small 3-bet, or is that just
no,
a peel?
it's just
That's
a
a
peel,
call.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not. We're not in love with the peel here. We want to be very high card heavy in ICM situations.
And now, you do allow the wider rejam from the blinds as well. Like Mario has a free license. Just even if you looked at a hand like, I don't know, a King 8 suited or something, you might be tempted to rip it in there.
Yeah.
Because he knows that Simon's
So
going to
much
be
pressure on both
ICM
of
aware.
them.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and then obviously very easy spot for Vote, and now Kate just is going to have to let it go.
Yeah. Unless she wants to flip for it. I think she's asking the same thing, ace or a pair. And, now you sort of backed yourself into a wall, and
Yeah,
the
and
best case
she
scenario
leaves
is a
herself
flip.
in a big disadvantage now, giving the short stack a chip up.
Yeah.
Off your own stack, leaving yourself shorter now. I think she becomes the short stack. So
Yeah, whereas by folding, she allows there to be some sort of collision with the other short stack from the cutoff, which is good for her because she wants as many collisions between the other players as possible here.
When she calls the button, the big blind's also going to fold a bit less. So yeah, her just folding and letting the big blind play, big heads up against the cutoff is nice.
Yep.
Yeah, King Queen all in the small blind for about 16, 17 bigs, very standard, and standard call on the bubble. So flipping, don't love it, but it is what it is. Could be the bubble burst just like that, if Vote can improve, and boom, Queen high flop. He's going to be absolutely loving that. He makes a little like grimace with his face as if, oh, I'm so sorry, but we all know that you wanted that. 7 on the turn, Brick City, just 2 outs. So I guess it was Simon that George saw in the canteen, huh? Or in the yeah, Queen on the river. GG, Simon. So we're in the money. Free-handed. Very, very close in stacks between Vote and Mario. Kate going to be the short stack, but it's all to play for with blinds at kind of 30k, 60k, going up soon to 40k, 80k. Like it's very, very close. It's just one of those things. As soon as a few hands are played, there's probably going to be a different chip leader. So yeah, this is not going to last too long. 3-handed 30 big blinds effective either. So expect some action. But yeah, in the money. All players locked up about 1.5 buy-ins, something around 7,500 euros, I think, and around 27 to 28,000 for first place. So those are the payouts. Oh, it was an 11k min cash, not 7.5k. So quite a big bubble actually in the end. Bigger than I thought. The 2k I played the other week, the bubble was 7,200 euros because it overlaid. So that was fun. Queen 6 off in the small blind for Vote. Probably just going to be a limp. Could be a raise. I mean, I think either is fine when you're covering, but Kate has shown a tendency to be a little bit splashy, so potentially not wanting to inflate the pot. Yeah, and she does go for the ISO of King 7, which is very nice. Very nice move. So well done, Kate. Approved by the solver.
Is this in the bounty, is it? Looking
Yeah.
at some of the footage.
Trying to burst the bubble. It seems like it's not bursting.
Yeah, very.
This could be it.
Yeah,
Oh no, flush.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, busts.
Oh, he busts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's that Peter Gavril guy, the guy that absolutely rifled it off and then rivered the straight versus my straight in the 180. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
13 players left. 11 players left.
D-Gen on tour in there as well.
DJ on a tour in there.
Seems like a nice guy.
Does. I'll hit him with the follow.
Yep, why not?
And they're gone.
Ah. So Voigt in the small blind, just pumping it in for his 20 big blinds. And Kate with, again, it's not comfortable, but it's an easy call.
Yep.
She's probably going to think, I'm up against 2 overs a lot.
Yeah, just you got to put your money in now, Kate.
Yeah.
Come on.
Unfortunately, I know it's not, all of the possibilities go through your head, don't they, when you're deep in a tournament? What if he's got this? What if he's got that? What if I don't hold?
I actually think this is quite a nice spot.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
We often have a pair versus 1 over, or sometimes even have them crush because he's going to have deuces to 6s in here.
Yeah, ace 3 off, ace 5 off, ace.
Yeah.
No! Oh, and Voigt gets away with absolute murder.
Murder there, yeah. He's just just absolutely printed money there, like.
Yeah, if she's folding 7s, she's almost
and thousands of
she's
euros.
almost folding the deck there, and wow, what a swing in the favour of Voigt there. Who's going to watch that back later and think, wow, what on earth was that? Might have been thinking, well, if she's tanking a bit, it could be a dominating King X, like a King 10 or King Jack or something. Ace 6 off. Maybe I get that out of there, but no, the pocket 7s is really a get out of jail free card there, and
yeah, that is.
What a lifeline there for Voigt, who's somehow still in the tournament. She likes to have the initiative, doesn't she, Kate?
Yeah, that's the thing so far.
I think she doesn't like calling off what she deems as a marginal spot, and yeah, I think the recreational logic there is a lot of time, well, I'm flipping at best, really, but you're not, because he's going to have and King 4 suited, stuff that doesn't really want to, like, the stuff that wins as a jam for chips.
6-5 suited, even we have him completely crushed sometimes.
Just stuff that doesn't really play that well out of position, but is strong enough just to jam. Ace 5 off, ace 3 off, ace 2 off. The low suited wheel aces are jamming as well.
Yeah.
Queen 5 suited might just pile it in.
Yeah.
There's just really, in those spots, you just really need to think about all of the hands that you're beating, and if there aren't that many, then fair enough, you can make a really tight fold. But there, I could list, about 100 combos of hands that we're doing pretty well against. So
deuces is much different, but 7's just far too good.
Exactly. If she had 3s there, I'd be like, well, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but 6s and 5s though, we start to snap them off.
Yep.
7's is pretty much is almost getting fist pumpy.
Yeah, well, I think it is a fist pump, isn't it? Really, yeah. Versus someone that is, he's not been tight.
No. So
another limp strategy from Voigt, probably recognising that the structure is getting quite short now. He doesn't want to raise fold because he knows that Mario is going to put him under a lot of ICM pressure if he does min open, and so limping would be the best. It just keeps the SPR high post as well, which is kind of where he wants it.
all those dominated hands from the small blind and the big blind as well.
Yeah.
Another ISO from Kate. Not just choosing hands that are a bit too weak. The real weak aces are just.
Yeah, and Mario now has got a spot because
I think
he's up against an ICM unaware opponent, but he does feel like he might have got a bit of information on the last ISO.
Yeah, he's going to have seen some hands now, and I think he's going to have enough information to make this jam. I was going to say, I think he's probably just going to jam here.
Yeah.
It's hard not to. The limp is never going to be super strong.
No. It's either you're blocking the traps anyway, like the ace-king suited, the aces.
Yeah, he will have seen her ISO, the small blind with the ace-3 off, and
yeah,
ace-8 just good enough now.
Yep.
And yeah, Kate's going to be folding.
Yeah, if she's got enough of that offsuit stuff in there, then just a printing jam. Obviously, he knows that Kate is doesn't really want to call off for a tournament life.
Yeah, if he's seen the sevens hand there now,
yeah.
If he's got feedback about that, like this is just going to be, he's going to be all in every hand.
Yep. And nice pick up there. Easier to say than do, you know, when you're in the final three and a Rex ISO in the small, you know, some alarm bells. But it's you got to play the player in this game.
Yeah.
You got to understand what they're doing and what the game flow is, and you know, if she's a little bit out of line, then that needs to be punished.
Yeah. The suited connectors that Kate likes to go for the first inch, she's just gone for the limp here.
Yep.
And then calls the ISO versus Mario. I think we want to just be limp folding at this stat depth, or just kind of folding versus the chip leader. Does continue, but yeah, it's going to be check on the flop. Not really any incentive for Mario to bet. She just continues with all the pairs, and he potentially doesn't get to realise equity sometimes with her potentially having some
if she just check jams a king, it's a disaster,
or even
isn't
just
it?
like 10-8, you know, 10-8 off, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, some Jack X or hearts type hands, some hands we have equity against. We can still rep strong hands. We can still have like aces. You know, we could check back some ace king, ace queen, ace jacks, jack tens.
Yep.
So we're gonna be pretty well protected here.
Yeah. Maybe a king 5 or something like that.
Yeah, I expect him to start betting the turn now, trying to get value and then folds from some one heart hands. And targeting like Jack X and Queen X that can potentially call once and then end up folding the river, because she's not going to have very much strong Queen X or Jack X. If she does have it, it's mostly going to be in the Jack 9 off kind of region, you know, like the Queen 8 off stuff.
Yeah.
Like that, so
she did do this little thing in terms of like the live aspect, where she kind of thought for a while, then sort of smirked and checked, which doesn't really. It sort of says I was considering bluffing and now I'm just going to give up type thing, doesn't it? Yeah. So vote with the two jacks. Nice.
With the jiggities.
Decides to call. I like
goes for the trap. Yeah,
I like
it. Like it a lot.
Yeah. Again, Kate might get down with sort of 13 big blinds. She might just panic and kind of shove over the limp a little bit too often. Oh my God! What a flop.
Oh, birthday on the 19th as well for Pilgrim.
Lovely. Oh, that is absolutely disgusting.
Oh my God. Wow. Kate.
Wow, unlucky Kate.
And after losing aces versus kings in the main event as well,
I know,
this is absolutely brutal.
And now she checks back the boat and she's thinking of Vegas and the effing Mirage.
And she gives it the head shake. Oh God.
No, Kate, no.
This is
she's gonna min raise, I think.
Oh, and talking, smiling. I'd be like, oh baby, she's got a 6.
Yeah. This is absolute wages for vote. A little sigh, a little shake of the head, and now a raise to 250.
No, just a call, surely.
I think she's going to raise. Oh, no, don't shove.
No, she's going to just call.
Okay.
She understands she's... Oh, no. Yeah, she's just counting. She understands that she's trying to rep a weak hand.
Yeah.
You can see it from her... the body language doesn't make sense to then raise. She's setting up the appearance of...
Yeah.
This is a
I don't
situation.
have anything... Please bet again.
I'm in a tough spot. I'm finding this really hard. But the thing is you got to try and put the acting with the board as well. She doesn't really have a very difficult decision with very many hands here.
No, it's call or fold, isn't it?
It's call or fold.
Yeah.
That Jack X kind of easy, Queen X easy, 6X very easy, 10-9 easy, King 10 easy. Rest of your hands fold. Like it's kind of, she's got a flush draw, you know, call.
Yeah.
She's acting like she's in a very difficult spot by facing this one small bet on an
trying to rep like
board.
a 10-8 or something.
Or pocket fives.
Yeah. Jams pre, I guess,
there's
but
there's not much.
There's not many hands,
here. And he goes for the jam, and she's like, "Cool."
You're all in, and with the one chip as well, she's like, "I've got it." Oh my God, she's gonna think, "What the hell is going on there?" Flops the boat and looking at the two outer on the turn.
She didn't realise she'd lost for a minute there.
No, she thought I got the Oh wow. That is absolutely brutal.
Oh, yeah.
Now she's starting to realise. Yeah. Oh, no, I've got... Yeah. That's it. Jack's full of sixes is going to beat
I
my...
mean, you're kind of looking at the board thinking, yeah, I win, right?
Yeah.
So I could mistake her for...
No, I know.
Forgive her for
especially in such a high-pressure moment as well.
You're just buzzing about it. Absolutely buzzing, but that is a brutal way to bust. Absolutely brutal.
Yeah,
honestly.
and she gave a spirited fight. Fair play to
Yeah.
her. She really did gave it her all.
Yeah, that's about as grim as they come.
Mm-hmm.
Unlucky.
And fair play. She's in for 2 bullets. She's probably made about €1,000 profit. That's not a bad afternoon, is it? Let's face it, for anyone. And all smiles on the way out as well, which is tough after you've taken such a brutal caller like that.
I'd be throwing chairs.
Yeah, I'd be hauling down that back panel as well.
Congratulations. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Below?
It does feel like either the cash game or the tournament staff was a little bit too quick to jump into you and be like, right, well, come to the cashier desk. Yeah.
Any tips?
Yeah. So standard is 3%.
Yeah. So, heads up. Very close in terms of stack now as well after that hand. I think we're basically going to be neck and neck.
Yeah.
We've got, what, 12
I don't think they're
times
going to be doing any
600,
kind of deal.
6 million in play. They must have about 3 million each. I mean, maybe Vote has the slight advantage now, actually. Maybe about 3.5 million.
Yeah.
Plays 2.5.
He got a good million out of that pot, didn't he? So
yeah.
Looks like they're bumping fists as if to say good luck, or is it as if to say chop up the prize pool?
No, I'd be shocked
if Mario
wants to chop it.
Hello, welcome back for the heads up of the 5K High Roller Pokercode Festival event. Just a lot of words in random orders there, wasn't it?
Welcome, poker, table,
Bratislava,
sitting,
Banco,
chips.
casino,
Like a tournament,
raised.
win a trophy.
Regardless, we are back. Cheers for that, mate.
No worries.
And we're back in business.
Several more gin and tonics.
Having a couple of gin and tonics, and we're enjoying the last of what has been a rip-roaring final table. We've enjoyed
been great.
Yeah, we've seen some questionable plays. We've seen some world-class level of poker, and overall it's been a great ride.
They had exactly 3 million each.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh wow! So exactly half the chips each. No deal by the looks of things.
Yeah.
And looks like Mario's won a couple of pots.
Yep.
And not imagining that this is...
so what blinds are we at? 80k still?
Still at 80k. I think we've got about 10 minutes more of that blind level. Maybe a little bit less. It's tough to work out with the delay and the break.
It's about 35 effective. Interesting. So I guess... well, I mean, we'll see what happens. Heads up is a very interesting aspect of the game, one that I really enjoy. But there's often some very mixed / made up strategies going on when it comes to heads up. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I saw Vote go for the 2.5x there with 5-3 suited, which is
probably
not
probably
part of a strategy that I would be using, but we'll see how he. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays the rest of his range. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. What else is in that 2.5x? Does he have a min raise? Does he have, bigger
Limps.
sizings? Probably not. Mario here with a nice hand to just bet the flop heads up.
Yeah.
Middle pair. You can get the queen highs to fold with the clean over, the jack highs. Just stuff with some equity. You can get called by deuce X like this. Some straight draws. Turns the 2 pair. Very nice.
You're just forced into continuing very wide heads up because the nature is it's 2 people playing like 85% of hands.
Yeah.
So ranges are naturally very, very wide. There's so many whiffs on the flop. There's so many combinations of pairs. There's so many all combinations of draws are basically always there at all times. So you're just forced into continuing really, really wide.
And I think Vote. This looks like a bomb, but I think versus kind of a medium size, he'd have to call his deuce X once again because there's just so many random stabs that now pick up an 8 or a 7 for a gut shot that Mario's going to be double barreling.
Yeah, this is a great size for Mario as well. He's kind of starting to polarize. So he is actually giving Vote. Yeah, he's giving Vote some incentive to call here by using a polarized sizing. He's repping a lot of like draws.
Jack 7, Queen 7, Queen 8.
So many of those gut shots. So many flush draws. So many hands like King Jack, Queen Jack, Jack 8. Hands that have just turned 2 pair. Sorry, turned a straight draw of some kind. All the flush draws, all the 3-4s, all the 4-5s.
And now he still has all of those hands, and a lot of his hands like Jack 7 are blocking 2 straights now, and. Yeah, this is going to be an uncomfortable spot now because a pair heads up is, much more valuable than in any other format of poker. However,
the king does give Mosbeck a pair sometimes.
Yep.
A reasonable amount of the time.
He can double barrel some king X in clubs or something like that.
Yeah, puts the shove on him, which I love this hand so far. Just a
real
to perfection.
Yeah, just a real clinic. Obviously, he does have the value, but it's it's about the way that you play those hands as well to maximise it. I think.
Yeah, you'd see a lot of people go for some sloppy 2/3 half pot size on the turn, trying to get value, leaving a 600k bet on the river or something.
Then don't get the lot from a king X or a 10-7 or a 10-8 that just has to cool down.
Yeah, and in theory, Vote has a good bluff catcher. He blocks some of the fast plays like 2 pairs. He blocks 10 deuce. He blocks some top flop 2 pairs, some bottom sets, river 2 pair.
King deuce with the king of clubs.
Yeah, but also he just unblocks everything. Apart from 3-4 and 5-3, he unblocks all of the draws, all of the Queen 8, Queen 7, Jack 8, Jack 7,
5-4, 4-3.
5-4, no clubs in his hand. Does find a fold. Yeah,
I think that's
it's pretty standard.
Discipline lay down. It's always easy to start talking yourself into this kind of then going down the rabbit hole there, but.
He's gonna have better things to call with there. Although that is definitely not one of the worst ones to call with. It would be much worse to call with like 6-7 or something.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Mario there realising that a 10x is probably just not folding, so he's going for the lot there. The king is somewhat of a scare card for his opponent, and by going with the polarised line, just makes it look like he's kind of binning him. So Vote now down to 20 big blinds. 10-9 going to be a limp, I'd imagine.
Yep.
Just a really playable hand. You don't really want to raise fold it, and then he shoves 5s, and you've kind of given up a lot of your equity share. He is the ISO for Mario. I'd imagine he's going to be going somewhere around 2.8 to 3.5 kind of range.
Yeah.
Not really.
I imagine.
Oh, he just shoves.
All in, yeah. Just open maxed versus the limp. You win this one.
Yep, okay. Not paired.
So again, a raise from Vote with a marginal hand, but this is going to be a very interesting hand, especially with Mario being the one that has second pair. Could end up just defending this one down to the river. Such a good second pair, unblocking all of the potential bluffs on this board as well. So this one's going to be, you're going to definitely see Mario get sticky here. I think it's just going to be a call.
Yeah. Don't think a raising achieves an awful lot. You're either miles ahead or miles behind. Like you're up against an 8x, you're up against some kind of overpair, which is obviously less frequent heads up, but still part of the consideration.
Yeah, pretty irrelevant turn card, and Vote should just be going for triple barrel here.
Yeah, just targeting the 4x, the deuce x, the draws. Mario could easily have floated a hand like Jack 9 that now picks up a lot of equity.
Bit of a timing tells, pretty fast bet from Vote there. Didn't really have to think about it, so I would be a bit concerned that we are actually up against 8x or 10x here.
Not concerned enough to fold.
Not concerned enough to fold, but potentially on the river.
Yeah.
We could be looking at folding. It is a very...
Could he ever do something cool like call here and then lead jam a club? Is that ever like a play?
Don't think he needs to with a hand as strong as his. We would reserve that for unpaired hands.
Yeah, something like a...
6-7 of clubs.
6-7's the double gutter, that calls,
6-7 with no club.
Yeah. And looks a little bit scary, but
it's pretty good.
It's really good, isn't it? He's not really going to have 9-7. 5-3 is obviously in there.
5-3, yeah. I think it's going to raise the flop a decent amount as well.
5-3 off might fold pre as well, so it's 4 combos.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it just should be an all-in.
Yep. He's played pretty well actually as Voigt. To be fair, post flop he's made 2 now pretty good shoves that I think a lot of players miss. I think when you don't see people that play heads up that often, some people might just go for like a smaller, milkier size with the Jack-8 here.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and this is a rough spot for Mossbuck now because his opponent is still going to have hands like Queen Jack, Jack 7 suited, Jack 9, just the occasional random spew, like an Ace 5 is in there potentially, Ace 3. All of those hands are going to be firing through. Doesn't really block any with the king either, which is quite nice for him.
Jack 7, Queen 9. He's not interacting with any bluffs here at all. Just wants. I mean, only some like real rogue King 7 or something that's
that just decided to airball it off. Yeah.
Unlikely, I think.
Yeah.
Given what we've seen so far.
Yeah, Voigt has been somewhat on the looser side but has had it for the most part.
I think Mario's probably going to get away from this one. It's just not a great run out because some of the barreling bluffs got there.
Yeah, the random 9/7s.
8x still good enough to go for value. Mario should know that. Can obviously have turned a 10. Can have deuces. Can have aces, kings, and queens.
Yeah,
jacks,
ace 10, king 10,
nines.
queen 10, jack 10.
Yeah.
10-9. All very comfortable jams. And yeah, just, taking his time, deciding to look at his opponent, see if he can gather any kind of like live information on what he's up against. And this is very tricky. It's easy to say, your opponent's up against a lot of 8x and 10x and fold, but we did just list a fair few credible bluffs that he can have. 3/4 SPR on the river. And the only issue is if he does call, he's down to 10 big blinds and would be at a 5-1 chip disadvantage. Yeah, it's kind of one of those spots where it's not inconceivable for your opponent to be bluffing, but it's still going to be very value heavy, I believe.
Yeah. Heads up leads to a lot of spots like this where there's a lot of possible value and a lot of possible bluffs. It's just the nature of the game, and sometimes it is a little bit of a guessing game.
And I think, as you said, that rather quick sizing on the turn,
that would push me more towards folding if I was in this situation personally.
Yeah. And I don't think Voigt is going to triple off clubs as well.
Yeah, people just don't triple barrel bluff as much as you think they do either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nice fold.
Nice discipline laid down there, Mario. Well played.
So Voigt pulling out a little bit of a chip lead now. See there, 42 bigs, plays 17 bigs. Something to say that you beat Mario heads up as well. That's always nice. Well, I wouldn't. I mean, it's always nice. I'm saying that like I know, but I'm sure it's nice.
And he's battled in there, and it's a case study of the fact that you're never really out of the tournament, despite thinking that you could be. He was down to 4 big blinds in a packed lineup at that point, just surrounded by sickos, and I think it can be easy for you to tell yourself, "Oh, here we go again."
Yeah,
and,
same old.
About to bust, same old. But if you stick in there and just try and make good decisions, sometimes the poker gods will reward you. And he's played pretty well. I think some of the heads up stuff's been a little bit unnecessary, just the constant min raising and stuff like that. But
yeah, this as well. Like we're just really.
It's just such a beautiful hand.
Such a beautiful hand, and we're just destroying our
ISO
EV.
or check back. Yeah.
Yeah, we just want to make a small raise there, allow Mario to continue King 9 off, and go to war in the streets, and just allow him to continue worse hands. And when he doesn't limp jam, we have the absolute nuts. When he does limp jam, we got an easy call. Kings. About as good as it gets, heads up.
Yep. And
goes for the snap limp.
For the yep.
Mario just going to be checking. Doesn't really make much sense to do anything else.
I think he might shove,
He does, yeah. He goes for the all-in, trying to just get some of the offsuit hands to fold. And
all of those like Queen 8 offs and stuff that
runs into it. So this is probably it.
This could be it.
It's likely to be it. We've got a huge, very big equity advantage for Vo here, and on the flop, it will be. Yeah. It will be a clear story.
Do we get a sweat? We do get the sweat. The 4 would save Mario now. 20% equity with those 4 outs.
The chicken korma of sweats.
Can turn a 6 or a 5 as well to give him a little bit of the backdoor 2-pair draw. The deuce is about as good as it gets for Voigt.
4 and a 4 only for Mario. Otherwise, Voigt is the champion.
Otherwise, we're heading to the players' party.
Deuce!
And that's the end of that. Voigt,
so,
the champion.
Good game, everybody. Well done, Voigt.
5K,
congratulations.
Taking home just over 28,000 euros.
Lovely. Nice finish for Mario as well. Second for about 17,000 euros.
Yeah,
so
he only had 1 bullet, so it's a good day for him. 12K profit. Some of the rail come over to congratulate. Susanna, also with the congratulation. And huge event here being capped off. And an unfortunate turn of events there for Mario, who went into the the heads up as the clear favourite, and just didn't really go his way. He had a couple of pretty tricky spots. Yeah. Value betting the second best hand.
Unlucky for Kate with that cooler to bust as well. It's a very grim way.
Yeah.
Could have been. I mean, she'll be happy with that result, I'm sure. After
she
having
will
2
be.
bullets,
so. Get some money back, and then makes about 1,000 on the day. And it's just been a great time here. I really appreciate you joining me, Leo.
Yes, appreciate you having me. I'll be here tomorrow for the main event, hopefully.
Absolutely. We'll be back tomorrow with some more commentary. And thanks very much for joining, guys.